welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another video. Today's video is looking at something we've all been talking about. The Sims 4 has gone on sale. All of the packs are up for grabs for a discount. So I spoke to a few people on Twitter and thought that it might be worthwhile talking you guys through the packs that I rate the most. Quick disclaimer before we get started, this video is not paid for, sponsored, promoted by anybody. I'm not an EA game changer. All of these opinions are my own, they're completely subjective, and as someone who's played the franchise for quite some time now, I am very much more experienced with and I prefer the gameplay style of Sims 2 and Sims 3, so that is something that I look for in my gameplay, and so that will reflect kind of what I prefer and what I like and dislike from each of the packs. So my system today is going to be talking you through each pack in order of when it came out, talking you through the gameplay, create a sim and the build buy items that came with the pack, what are the pros and what are the cons and why it might be the pack for you. If you do want to hear my personal ranking, my favourites from 1 through 8, then please stick around, it'll be at the end of the video. And as always, if you do enjoy the video, please hit like and consider subscribing to the channel if you do want to see more videos. I am currently going through the latest expansion pack, Eco Lifestyle, if you're interested in that, as that won't be in today's video as it's not part of the sale. And if you take a look now down below in the progress bar of the video, you will see this video is split into chapters. That enables you to skip ahead to whichever pack you want to hear about. So if you already have some of the packs, just scroll along at the bottom and find the pack you're looking for. And if you just want to hear my ranking from 1 through 8 of my personal opinions, then just scroll right to the end and it's the final chapter before we finish. Okay, so the first pack I'm going to talk you through then is Get to Work. So this was the first expansion pack we had with the game, and as the title suggests, the focus were active careers, going to work with your sim. With an active career, you could actually go to work and take part in activities. So the 3 active careers at the top, you've got scientist, doctor and detective, and your sim will take part in days where you actually go to a new lot, whether it's the police station, the hospital or the science lab, and your sim will carry out tasks and activities for that job and have a meter, almost like the party rating meter, where the more activities you complete and the more tasks you do, you fill up the meter, and that kind of rates your day as bronze, silver or gold, and then you might get perks, a bonus, or you might get that promotion you're going for. So the pack also gave you the option of having a retail business. So in the bottom right here, owned businesses is now a tab, and you can buy a retail store. So this takes us to where we can look to buy somewhere. So obviously if you have these worlds, if you have the other packs, they're an option as well. The world Magnolia Promenade came with this pack. Now, the retail side of things is a fantastic aspect. If you ever had Sims 2 open for business, it's very much an upgrade of that. You can own your own business, sell clothes, sell all sorts of things, have employees, have the ranking go up, have their abilities go up, and it's really quite cool. My only downside for Get to Work is that Magnolia Promenade is tiny. There's nothing to it. There's 4 lots, so there's 3 shops you could buy, which is really nice, it's really cool. And for those people who used to perhaps The Sims 2 and The Sims 3, where we had brand new worlds with new expansion packs, it was a bit of a letdown. It wasn't very positive for the experience, I think. But in terms of what I like about Get to Work, it definitely has a lot of kind of options for you in terms of if you're a bit bored of the everyday work life, you want to be able to do a bit more with your sim, it's definitely a worthwhile pack to have. Now I will show you the create a sim items as well. So I liked a lot of these hairstyles. They were quite fashiony, quite boho. And there were lots of short styles for female sims, which I thought was really quite cool, and kind of some kind of shaved styles as well. So there were lots of different options, and then a nice long haired one as well. So I did enjoy them. Unfortunately, that is the only hairstyle that perhaps culturally, if you had Sims of colour and you wanted them to have kind of similar hairstyles to that culture, this was the only hairstyle that really offered that, which was a bit of a shame. So they brought in more necklaces, and that was pretty much it. There weren't any new glasses, it was just necklaces did get quite a few pieces thrown in. And makeup was quite cool because they went down kind of the alien route. So with the occult sim, you could kind of try out different makeup styles that were a bit more like for an alien sim. With regards to clothes, so there were a few items. As I said, there was quite a boho approach to this. There were a few new things added in. I really liked that top. And more boho style shorts, so a few nice pieces, nothing really to write home about, but still quite cute and quite nice if that is kind of your style. There were no new aspirations or traits, so if you're looking to up your Sims personality, this pack possibly isn't going to do that for you, and it's not really going to focus on any aspirations to do with the new careers. That's kind of up to you to create that. So yeah, so that's the Create a Sim for Get to Work. The new items, so you did get a chemical analyzer, a chemistry lab, a flash photo studio, so again you could have a photo business, bathroom things, so again from the detective career, from the science career, so a lot of the build and buy relate directly to the career, so that's like kind of having a bakery, or in a workplace you might have a fridge that looks like that. For children there was nothing, so if family gameplay is your thing, you're going to struggle with Get to Work. If you're looking for other areas of gameplay, like things for children, things for teens, things for toddlers, other outfits, other ways of kind of using the pack, it's not really going to do that for you. So that is Get to Work. Next pack we're looking at is Get Together. Now this pack was the second pack that came out, and the focus of it is basically, as the title suggests, getting everyone together, creating clubs and societies for your Sims to enjoy based on any and all activities, skills, emotions, anything your Sim can do in this game, you can turn it into a club. So what I thought I would do is first of all show you Windenburg. This is the world that comes with this expansion pack. So one of the biggest pros for this expansion pack is Windenburg itself. It's a huge world with 3 neighbourhoods. Is it 3 or 4? It's 4 neighbourhoods. So that's the most we've got, I think, in any world. A lot of new things to look at, lots of new activities, and there's plenty of new families. So another pro for me is that there are new families with new stories, and they're already set and ready for you to play. So unlike with Get to Work, where Magnolia Promenade was purely commercial, Windenburg is full of life. And then if you look at the club details, it's invite only, so you can't just join because you feel like it, and their hangout is the pool. And there are no other requirements actually for this, so that's quite cool. So anybody could join as long as they're invited. It takes work to look this good, perfection isn't easy, but everyone needs someone to look up to. That's why we have the Paragons. So it's that kind of group. So there's plenty of different clubs you can get involved in. You can make them fit whatever you want them to, and they're completely customizable, and they adapt and translate over to all the new expansion packs as well. So once you've got a new skill or a new kind of way of life, so I'm anticipating it going really well with Eco Lifestyle, you can join them up together. So that's what I really like about this pack. My only cons really about this pack is the lack of careers. There were no new careers, just one aspiration, which was the leader of the pack aspiration, which basically just takes you through how to have a club and kind of use the most out of it. I really like the Create a Sim items, as you can see, just an example here. There were a Create a Sim for all age groups, so Sophia is wearing a very cute outfit as a teenager, and Elsa is in one of the very nice outfits as a child, the scarf and the dress. So there's lots and lots of new things. Build and buy, there were quite a few new options for like group activities, so there was a new game called Don't Wake the Llama for children. That's it there. But otherwise there weren't too many new household items, so there weren't any kind of new counters or fridges, beds, anything like that. It's mostly to do with kind of activities, and again there weren't any items for children's activities other than the game table. So that's where I sit with Get Together. I think it's a fantastic pack. There's definitely more pros than cons. It's an absolutely beautiful world, and there's lots and lots you can get out of it. So the third expansion pack we're taking a look at is City Living. So this expansion pack again came with a whole new world for us to explore, and that was the world of San Myshuno. San Myshuno came with 4 new neighbourhoods, and it wasn't just a neighbourhood, it was a district. So the biggest selling point of San Myshuno were apartments. That was what people wanted, that was how people wanted to be able to live. Each district comes with its own festival. So the Arts Quarter has the Humour and Hijinks Festival. It's a very boho style of living. They have kind of, it's home to lots of artists and musicians, creatives, and that festival is all about being playful and mischievous, and there's a lot you can do to interact with that festival. You have the Spice Market, so that's kind of like a family style neighbourhood, and it has the flea market, which is their festival, so you can go and buy second-hand items for your home and things, so it can be really good for a rags to riches style challenge. challenge, and the fashion district. So this is home to the GeekCon. So which I thought was a bit of a strange mix, but you can also get the Romance Festival as well. So the Romance Festival and GeekCon will be found in the fashion district. These three, so the Arts Quarter, the fashion district and Uptown, all come with a penthouse. Now the Trendy Tower penthouse, you can't get into it, you can't have a look at it, so you have to be able to afford it. So that's part of the aspiration as well that came with the pack. And again with there's the, so Uptown doesn't have a penthouse as such, it's Spire Apartments, but you also have the Stargazer Lounge, which is like a rooftop lounge, and there's plenty of apartments with plenty of people in, so you can rent all these different apartments. They come with lots of different lot traits, which I found really good. So you can have it as quite quiet living, it can be haunted, you can get lots of gnomes popping up everywhere, one where there's gremlins that kind of come out in the night and break things. Pack also came with 2 new careers, so the politician career and the social media career. So I will just jump into one of these houses and introduce you to one of the families. It's a very gorgeous, very colourful, very bohemian style apartment here in the Arts Quarter. Very bright, lots of new items, lots of new build by objects that kind of fill this out, lots of new lamps, and it's really comprehensive. And then like a little art place here, and you can see out into the city and look down on the city there. So it is really well thought out with all the billboards and things like that as well. And then if you drop down out of the apartment, you can come out to the festival. So this is the Arts Quarter Centre. There's little restaurant, kind of little food trucks and market stores and things like that. And then you will be notified when the festival starts, and you can just pop down and join in. And then you've got the art centre as well, which is one of the new community lots. The only downside I really have with this pack is that the apartments are exclusive to San Myshuno. You can't put apartments in other worlds. So that was a bit of a downer, that you couldn't then put apartments in Willow Creek or in Newcrest. You only have them in San Myshuno. And you are restricted, as has been in previous iterations of the game. You can only build within the main exterior walls. You can't add outside or change the windows on the outside of the building. Lots and lots for Create a Sim. What I really appreciated with this was the cultural perspective. So you had lots of different cultures, and there's lots of Asian cultures brought into this game from different perspectives, which was really nice to see, especially in the clothes and Create a Sim and build and buy items as well. So there were new careers as well with this pack. So the careers involved were the politician career, which came with 2 new branches, the critic career, which came with 2 new branches. So as a politician, you could be a politician or a charity organiser. You could be a critic, which was art critic or a food critic. In terms of aspirations, there's the new location style aspirations, and city native, which again kind of takes you through the pack and all its aspects. I really like this pack as something that's quite standalone. I think there's bits of it that you can use to underpin your gameplay, like the festivals and like the new careers, but I think a lot of the city living stuff is best experienced in San Myshuno, with a family in an apartment, rather than trying to extend it to someone. But obviously in The Sims 4 we are allowed to travel between worlds much easier, so if you wanted to live in Willow Creek and then come for a day out in San Myshuno, that is completely possible, and it's actually a really nice thing to do. So expansion pack number 4 is The Sims 4 Cats and Dogs. So as the title suggests, we finally got pets in the game. So again, with this expansion pack we got a brand new world, the world of Brindleton Bay. This is a world that I really love the look of. I play a lot of my games in this world. It's a very New England style world. An island over here, Deadgrass Isle, and the lighthouse is usable, so you can get your sim to go to the top of the lighthouse. Your sims can also woohoo in the lighthouse. It gives a stunning view of the world itself. Pro for me was the pets aren't playable. Some people want to be able to play as the pets and use them, but actually for me, I prefer not being able to do that. I find that much easier. So there's a lot of new windows, doors, roof styles. It's just, I love this build style as it is. I'm very much a fan of the New England mansion style builds. And as you can see, you've got the highway over there, you've got gorgeous views, beautiful waterfront. You can see seagulls and birds hanging around, but they aren't actually options to have in the game, so that could be a downside. The pack also came with a new aspiration friend of the animals. So it came with a whole new style of aspirations, which was an animal aspiration. That came with traits. You could be a cat lover, a dog lover. Lot traits were now improved so that you could have a breeding ground if you have pets, dog hangout, dog friendly, cat hangout. So there were lots of upgrades in that regard, and the cat items as well were very kind of quite cute for all genders and all ages. Again, quite rustic. Gives you the vibe that this world is not the warmest of worlds. It's not always very warm or sunny or summery. And I think that's reflected as well in one of the later packs I will discuss in a moment. It just seems very, very thorough. I think there's just all sorts of decorative items. There's new chairs and tables, kitchen style, like stools and things like that. It just seems like it's been really done. Like these armchairs just looks really cute and rustic and cozy. It really is a really well thought out pack. The cons, the veterinarian career, apparently it doesn't work very well. I haven't tried it very much myself, but it's quite glitched apparently. But you can open up your own vet clinic at any place. There is a vet clinic brought in Brindleton Bay. I'm not sure if somebody already owns it. I'll be able to check now. So yeah, we could buy the Brindleton Hospital clinic if we wanted to, and you can, so that's another active career. So thinking back to Get to Work, if we want more active careers, Cats and Dogs provides that. I think this is a pack that's really good for family gameplay. You have interactions with toddlers, interactions with young people, with young Sims and children, and it really supplements your gameplay in that way. So for me, I use Cats and Dogs primarily for the world and for the build and buy. I don't really have pets in my game that much, and it's still one of my favourite packs. So I think that says a lot about what the content it offers and how it can really go with family gameplay. If that is something you like, if you want to kind of expand on having toddlers, children, having that kind of community and family in your gameplay, I think this is a really, really good pack for that. Brindleton Bay also comes with another 64 by 64 lot, so if you do want to build on a bigger lot, if that is something that really attracts you to a new world and building, then this is another perk, another pro of this world. A pro is when you're making the pets, the colour wheels available, so that is really, really cool for creating them, designing them. I did a video on me creating my own pets in the game, so I will link that in the description below if you do want to see more of CAS for pets. The downside being that they then kind of put their foot in it a bit with that, because they showed us that the colour wheel is possible, and they also showed us that heterochromia, so having different coloured eyes, is an option, but they only gave them to pets. That was disappointing for me because I myself have heterochromia, although you probably can't tell on this video, but I do have two different coloured eyes. And also I'm a big fan, as I said at the beginning, of The Sims 3 creator style, and the colour wheel for things like hair and eye colour were hugely appealing to me. So it was a real shame that that only came for Cats and Dogs when they kind of demonstrated it is something they can do. But other than that, it is a really good pack, and if you're looking for something that kind of adds to your family gameplay, I think if you're perhaps enhancing it with mods or enhancing it with your own kind of storytelling around farms and things like that, it can really suit that style of gameplay as well. The fifth expansion pack we're looking at is a very popular expansion pack throughout the series since The Sims 2, and that is the pack that brings us Seasons. The Sims 4 Seasons is a really comprehensive pack that enables you to have all 4 seasons of the year and different weather options and all sorts of different things in line with that for your game. One of my biggest pros for The Sims 4 Seasons is the weather system. So as you can see, it's snowing and it's just gorgeous and it looks really lovely. You can make snow angels, you can make snow pals and build things with the snow, and as you can see, the rivers become a little bit icy and it's a bit harder to go fishing. You get the temperature, so you can see it's heavy snow, it's freezing. So when it comes to create a sim, you need to make sure that you've got outfits that are for this cold weather. And alternatively, when it's the summer, you'll need clothes for hot weather as well. Another one of my pros for The Sims Seasons is having the calendar system. So you can see all the different days of the year split into 4 seasons. So each season is 1 week in The Sims. So we're on the first Sunday of winter, and as you can see, we've got Winterfest coming up, which is similar to Christmas. That is a huge pro for me. I find that really useful and a really nice way of kind of improving your gameplay. The game also brought in a new career, the gardening career. The career that came with the Seasons expansion pack was the gardener career, so you can be a botanist or a floral designer, so that's a flower arranging skill. So there was a whole new skill as well with this. One aspect of the pack that I also consider a pro and also really like is that each of the different worlds has its own climate. So Willow Creek is notoriously very snowy in the winter, whereas somewhere like Oasis Springs wouldn't be. So here we are in Desert Bloom. It is winter and it's actually really warm. So even in Oasis Springs, it was snowing back in Willow Creek. It's hot and sunny here in Oasis Springs. There is a downside. There wasn't a new world, there weren't any new aspirations, and there weren't any new traits with this pack. But quite frankly, I don't think they were all that necessary, because this is one of those packs that definitely just feeds into all of your gameplay. All in all, I really like Seasons. I think it is possibly the best pack if you're looking for something to just make your game a bit more realistic and contribute to a game that you're already doing quite a lot with. So there's not a lot that's new about the game in regards to what you do as a sim, what you aspire to do, how you effectively play the game. It kind of just extends what you've already done and what you've already got. Sixth expansion pack was Get Famous. This expansion pack, as the title suggests, focuses on becoming a celebrity and living that life in fame. With this, we got a new world, Del Sol Valley, which is basically based off Hollywood, that kind of place, and it's similar to Starlight Shores from The Sims 3. Now, a pro for this world is that it did come with another 64x64 lot, celebrity style homes, lot traits that came with these to give you these kind of perks if you're kind of a celebrity and you're in that house, and more lounges and hottest spot in town and up and coming hot spots, so you can kind of decide whether that part of town is like a celebrity kind of place, whether you can have VIP doors on it, ropes and things like that, or if it's going to be a place where everybody goes and enjoys. The main part of this pack is the celebrity system, and that is one of my main pros. So you have the Moon family here, you've got Thorn Bailey, who is a proper celebrity. So if you now check here under your Simology, you've got your public image. So he's got a neutral reputation, but it's this world is gorgeous to look at. The celebrity homes are really well done, really quite sparsely placed, and there's lots and lots of new build buy items like full screen TVs and luxury items. It's a very luxurious pack with lots of things that are very expensive. The career that came with Get Famous was the actor career. It's another live active career, like Get to Work career, so it's similar to the veterinarian career from Cats and Dogs in that your sim will actively go and do their job. You can join them too. I really liked this as a new active career. You get to go on gigs, which could be a commercial, it could be a film. You go on the movie set and you complete tasks to do this. So you join a talent agency and they send you gigs, and you can apply to do gigs depending on your skills levels. You practice tasks at home, you go to an audition, and then you go to the gig and you earn lots of money, and your fame will increase the more you do it as you become a famous actor. However, acting isn't the only way to become famous, as you can see with these two sims who aren't actors. By writing and writing books that people read, that increases your fame. The musician career, getting high up in your career, having lots of friends, there's plenty of ways to become famous. One of the new items with the pack as well was a setup for someone who wanted to make videos or stream, and that is something that is really quite interesting. And if you don't do enough or you don't keep it up, you'll lose your celebrity status. So if you kind of get tired of being a celebrity, or maybe they get older and kind of recluse, their spotlight will fade naturally, so you don't have to worry about them being a 5-star celebrity forever. But there is that added challenge of, if they want to be a 5-star celebrity, they constantly have to work at it and not be forgotten. The things I didn't like about this pack, I didn't like how small Del Sol Valley is. It only comes with 3 neighbourhoods, it only comes with 6 new residential lots, which to me just really wasn't that many compared to the likes of Brindleton Bay and the likes of Windenburg. I found that I don't use it that much. I use a lot of the build by items and I like a lot of the CAS options, but outside of those, the gameplay itself got quite old for me quite quickly, but that's because I prefer family gameplay over playing as like a single young adult sim, which a lot of these packs sometimes gear towards. That's just my preference. The 7th expansion pack was Island Living. Now this expansion pack is all about the new world of Sulani and living a completely different lifestyle. It's much larger than the likes of Dal Sol Valley and Magnolia Promenade. There's a lot more to it, and it's a completely different look. One of the biggest pros for me with this pack was finally looking at a different culture. So Sulani is similar to kind of Polynesian type islands. It was really refreshing. It was a really new look at the pack. So that was a big pro for me. The world is gigantic, but also it brings a whole new look and a whole new style to you that you may or may not like, you may or may not be interested in. Careers, so we have the conservation career and the lifeguard career, and we have mermaids. So mermaids are brought in, and as you can see, this world is gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. You can see through the water, you can go snorkeling, you can go diving, you can just click on those, and there's boats that you can just go out sailing on, and canoes that you can go out on. And you've got this lovely family here with, as I say, the culture, the different outfits. And it really embraced Sims that came from that different background. It wasn't the same old, same old. So the new conservationist career was all about cleaning up the island, looking at kind of how we can make the island better, cleaning up the beaches. So obviously beaches finally did arrive in this expansion, but they're exclusive to Sulani. And kind of making the world a better place, being more eco-conscious, which obviously was translated again over into Eco Lifestyle, the newest expansion pack. The downside for this pack, so you had a new lot trait, a new way of living, which was off the grid. Off the grid was not done that well with Island Living. You basically lived without power or water, so you had specific items that did that for you and different builds that were already off the grid. It was a really cool idea to be like with the conservation aspect, but it just wasn't really fully fleshed out. There were bits missing and there wasn't a lot to do with it. But looking at the build and buy for this pack, there's just so much more to it. It's a really different look, it's a really different style, and I just really enjoyed it. Island Living itself, there's not that much that I would play that is new in terms of aspirations or careers or things like that. It's not really the gameplay that I'd be after, but I would definitely use the world, the build by the creator sim to play the games I usually play, just in a new place. That's my personal take on it. That's what I would use Island Living for. But if you're interested in that conservationism, if you want to be a mermaid, those kinds of things, that is what this pack offers as well, and I really like that too. And the final pack we're looking at today is Discover University. So this is the second most recent expansion pack, and it focuses on the experience of taking your Sims off to university, earning a degree, and having that university experience. Brightchester is the university world. You have two universities. You have Foxbury Institute and you have the University of Brightchester. There's a list of degrees that your sim can embark on. Dependent on which university they go to, they can do it as an ordinary degree or a distinguished degree, and your university degree will impact your careers, your career options, and if you can hop through quite a few levels of a different career. One thing I really like about the system is that you can study from a dorm. You can have the dorm experience. You can study from home, so completely out of the world, out of your parents, or you can study in a student house on site. So this are the Pleasant Sisters that you may be familiar with from The Sims 2, and this is their student housing, which I'm assuming one of their parents paid for, and you can pay rent on and live here. So this is what Brightchester looks like. It's very pretty, and just off in the distance as well, you can see the city out there. I do treat it like a bit of an extension, in the sense that you will remove your sim essentially from whatever you're doing, away from their usual gameplay, send them off to university, they will go to university, and then they come back to their usual gameplay. Discover University doesn't really have a place elsewhere. Things that were given to us in this pack are predominantly just for this experience. If you have other expansion packs with other careers, the degrees will consider those. So for example, I recently looked at eco lifestyle and the new civil designer career. If you have the physics degree, you will do very well in the green technician branch, and if you have the economics degree, you'll do very well in the civil planner branch. I wasn't very happy with how long it takes to complete a degree. I enjoy spending a lot of time on a degree, but the fact that each semester is a week and you have to complete 12 credits and you can do a maximum of 4 credits a week means that if you want to really push it and possibly not engage in a lot of the other stuff, you'd be doing 3 weeks of uni, which can be the length of the young adult life stage, which is reminiscent of Sims 2, where you could only be a young adult if you went to university. I would recommend turning aging off or using the Young Again potion if you did want to reduce that impact. But all in all, I think it's a great pack. There's lots of lovely new Creator Sim items, lots of new outfits, hairstyles, and lots of new things to do. Similarly to clubs, there are now organisations, so you can join different societies within your university to make the most of that experience, including the Secret Society. You do also get 2 new careers with the pack, so there's the law career and the education career, which require certain degrees to jump up as well, but you can enter them at normal level. And the only other downside I really found was that this career hop can be a bit much. So if you've been watching my Eco Lifestyle Let's Play, if not, the link is in the description below. If you've been watching that, you'll notice that Crystal is now level 8 on the Green Technician branch from her Distinguished Physics degree. So she jumped all the way to almost at the top of that career. I didn't get to experience the first 7 levels. Obviously that was my choice, but I do sometimes wonder if it's too much of an advantage. Makes up for the time spent at university, but do you miss out on a lot of the career because of that? That is the final pack that I'm reviewing, so now I will move on and give you my personal opinion. Okay, so that's all the packs. So I really hope you found this video useful if you're shopping the sale and you're looking for some new packs to fill up your collection but you weren't sure which way to go. I will now rank them from 8th to 1st, just from my personal preference and my personal style of gameplay. So in last place, in 8th, my least favourite expansion was Island Living. For me, with Island Living, I thought it was stunning to look at and it came with a lot of items that definitely really enhanced gameplay, but I just wasn't that interested in having mermaids or the conservationist career. In 7th place is Get to Work. So Get to Work for me was a really great start and it was the first expansion pack, so you can't expect too much from it, but I stopped playing the active careers quite quickly. It just wasn't something I was that interested in. In 6th place is Get Famous. So similarly to Get to Work, it's a pack that I just don't use all that much. I really loved the celebrity system. I loved the acting career. When the pack came out, I used it and really got a lot out of it. But then I kind of felt like I was done with it. Now it's not something I use. I keep my Sims out of the spotlight. I don't use the reputation system that much. It's just not really something I'm that interested in. This place is City Living. I really love City Living. This was a difficult choice for me. I think that it came with some fantastic aspects. The festivals, the apartments, the penthouses, the culture. It's beautiful. I really do love City Living. But for me, I would rather have apartments in other worlds. I don't want to have to just live in apartments to enjoy those kinds of festivals. I felt that it was quite a closed off pack. If you want those aspects, you have to be in San Myshuno, and I felt that it wasn't all that family friendly. In 4th place is Cats and Dogs. It might seem a bit strange that Cats and Dogs is above City Living, but for me, as I said earlier, Brindleton Bay is my utmost favourite world. It's a beautiful thing to look at. It's my favourite style of build. It's my favourite style of living. Kind of ticked a lot of boxes. I also feel like Cats and Dogs is one of those expansion packs that comes with so much that you don't need to actually play with the pets or the veterinarian career to get the most out of it. So it really helped me kind of add to what I already wanted. But it's not quite at the top because there are 3 packs that just inched above it. So in 3rd place we have Discover University. The reason Discover University is at the top for me in the top 3 is just because I loved the university experience. I love how much they built on the Sims 2 and the Sims 3 style of doing it. How you can study from home, you can study in a dorm, you can study from a completely different world. Also, you can sign up to different terms and move around between terms. You can leave a term for a bit and go and start work and then come back to it. It's just really flexible. In 2nd place is Get Together. So Get Together, just Windenburg. is a beautiful world. It comes with lots of different sized lots. It really gives us a lot to use and a lot to think about. It translates over to all the other packs really, really well. As I've said quite a few times, I want to be able to have that family style gameplay, and I think Get Together really supplements that and really enhances that. I prefer that over something that's completely new and takes the game in a completely different direction, such as Island Living or Get Famous. I would much rather it kind of top up the gameplay I'm used to and the gameplay I enjoy. So this is why Seasons is my absolute favourite. Seasons is top of the list for me for all the reasons I just gave about Get Together. The holidays, the calendar, the different weather systems, the way you can celebrate all the different holidays, you can put your own holidays in, the decorations, the outfits, cold weather, hot weather, the different climates in different worlds, all of it comes together to just make, for me, the perfect expansion pack. So if you're looking for something brand new that's going to take your game in a completely different direction, you might want to disregard everything I just said and go for the ones at the bottom of my list. But if you are looking for something that's going to really top off what you're already doing and not give you too much to think about and too much to change over to, I would really recommend the likes of Seasons, Get Together and Discover University. I hope this just gave you an insight into all the different expansion packs, and if you do want, I will do a video for the game packs and the stuff packs as well. So please let me know in the comments what you thought. Hit like if you did enjoy it and consider subscribing if you do want to see more videos. This kind of video isn't my usual video, so I do more gameplay based videos. So if you'd like to see things like Eco Lifestyle in action, please do click subscribe and check out my recent Let's Play. Also, I stream on Twitch at the moment, so you can see me at twitch.tv/LizzieLily. All links are in the description below, and I really hope to see you soon. Bye guys!